This week's book is sharp, funny, and a lot angrier than I expected, which makes sense once you know it's a team up between two authors I already loved for very different reasons. Emily Henry is the name most romance readers know her for, the writer behind cozy, big-hearted love stories. As for Brittany Cavallaro, this is my first introduction of her, and I have to say it left an impressive lasting impression. Put them together and you get something that doesn't feel like either author working alone. This is actually a young adult novel and an earlier one for the both of them, written before either of them had the household names they have now. Once I got into it, I immediately thought of Thelma and Louise. Hello Girls by Emily Henry and Brittany Cavallaro is a dark, funny, and often uncomfortable story about two teenage girls who decide they would rather blow up their lives than keep surviving them quietly. So here's a quick summary. At the center of the story are two best friends, Winona Olson and Lucille Price. On the surface, they couldn't be more different. Winona lives in what looks like a perfect house with her seemingly perfect father, a local celebrity weatherman named Stormy Olson. Underneath that image, though, he controls nearly everything about her life, down to what and when she's allowed to eat, and he hurts her in ways he makes sure stay hidden. Lucille's home life is a different kind of hard. She's carrying the weight of her mother's needs and her brother's involvement in the drug trade, and she's exhausted by the idea that her future might look exactly like her present, just with worse tips and less hope. Wyona and Lucille became best friends, ironically, or as fate would have it, the night they met outside a police station, each of them trying to decide whether to turn in their own families. When one especially harrowing night makes it clear neither of them can wait around for graduation to save themselves, the girls take off together, determined to build a life on their own terms. What follows is a fast, often dark, comedic road trip that pulls in violence, close calls, and choices that aren't easy to sit with, including a moment where Wyona is pushed to protect Lucille in a way that changes the both of them. The girls are chasing a fresh start and eventually a reunion with a relative of Wyona's that doesn't go the way either of them had hoped. So here's my take. What stuck with me most is how unwilling this book is to make its main characters easy to love. Wyona and Lucille are funny and fierce and deeply loyal to each other, but they're also messy, sometimes callous, and capable of real cruelty. They're teenagers. I mean, really, they're teenagers. I appreciated that the authors didn't sand down those edges just to make them more sympathetic. It felt honest to what surviving abuse and poverty can actually do to a person. The friendship is really the heart of the book. Their bond is what gets them through, but it also gets tested in ways that felt genuinely tense, not manufactured for drama. I found myself thinking about how differently trauma shows up depending on circumstance. Wyona's wealth doesn't shield her at all, it just gives her abuser more tools to work with. Lucille's poverty forces her into an adult role long before she's ready for it. Neither girl has it easier than the other, just harder in different ways. It slows a bit in the middle, where some of the road trip detours feel more elaborate than necessary. But the humor carries a lot of the weight here. And I was surprised by how often I laughed out loud in a book that is ultimately about domestic abuse, addiction, and how far you're willing to go to protect the person you love. Not that those traumas are funny, they are definitely not. However, it was strange, effective combination, and it kept me listening. Hello Girls isn't a comfortable read, and I don't think it's trying to be. For Hello Girls, it's a story about two young women who refuse to keep quietly enduring what's been done to them, told with a mix of dark humor and real emotional weight. So here's my rating of this book. It is 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is 336 pages and 8 hours long. I did love it. Bye.